The first time I heard this phrase, this one over there, calm down to speed up, I paraphrased a bit, was from a teacher I followed really right from the beginning, Bob Proctor, who is Canadian, actually. And it was, I often think of it because it's a really powerful reminder of leveraging energy versus expending effort. Topic of today's episode of Living Spiritually in a Practical World. So Bob Proctor, he's been around forever. Actually, I just watched a video clip from him this morning. I think he's 84 or something like that and just rocking and rolling. And the phrase, I believe, is what he said when I heard it was, you don't have to slow down, just calm down. And this is one of the interesting balances that we all work with. Trust me, I do it all the time. Is that spectrum? You know, with me, often it's spectrums, right? It's not this or this so much. It's not an on-off switch so much as it's that volume control. We call it forcing or flowing. Another example that I used with the whole forcing or flowing thing, it was in a workshop, was the question is, so what about work, right? Actually working and really focusing and just kind of, head down, butt up, that kind of thing. And in some respects, that's really damn important. If you're out cutting grass in the summertime and it's a big ass lawn, it's going to take some work to get it done. But we're working with manifesting principles, and in a bigger picture, maybe if I could put it that way, leveraging these manifestation laws, if you will, we can get a lot more accomplished with a lot less effort. And so the example I used was, okay, so we're here. And so this is a workshop in Red Deer, Alberta, Canada, wherever you're watching this from. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, I would really appreciate it if you would just go down and click on that subscribe button. It really helps me. The more you like the videos and you show that you like the videos, the more YouTube like the videos, and then that helps kind of propagate them. So getting the message out, and I appreciate all your likes and all your comments and shares and everything. It's just wonderful. Thank you so much. And so I said, so we're in Red Deer and we want to get to Edmonton. So those of you that have never visited here, 80 miles, let's say. And I said, so we could walk to Edmonton. I mean, we could, and we would get there. But it's going to take a long time. It's going to take a lot of effort. Or we could get in a vehicle and drive there. Now, both of those work. It's just one is the hell of a lot easier, and you're going to actually accomplish your goal, which is getting to Edmonton, a whole lot quicker. And this is why when I say calm down to speed up, and I think what we've done is we've confused calming down to slowing down. So when you think about it, kind of the head down, butt up thing, walking to get to Edmonton is very much physically referenced. So many of you that have been to our workshops have seen our physical, non-physical circle. And if you haven't been, you need to get to them, but check out our stuff online. Is in this present moment, there are really two hemispheres. There's the physical and the non-physical. The physical is the world of your five senses. The non-physical is the world of your thoughts. Just kind of put them in a tiny little nutshell. So when you think of that work, right, getting the grass done and walking to Edmonton, that's very physically referenced, isn't it? So you just get out and you push that lawnmower, or you, whatever it looks like, right? We're walking. Well, we just walk and walk and walk. And there is a place for that. It's kind of the one that pops into my head if you're working out at the gym. You're pushing, you're physically pushing your body. And that's so important to introduce the catalyst for your body to grow and to strengthen. And so that's cool. But then there's other aspects of our experience where understanding the role that the non-physical plays. And that's where the whole calm down thing for me is. So when we're saying calming down, I'm not even suggesting you necessarily do anything different in the physical. Although if you want to get to Edmonton, get in a car, don't walk. But anyway, the calming down really has very little to do with the external. And I think when we focus on the external, calming down means slowing down. See, there's the difference, right? So calming down is more internally or non-physically referenced, as opposed to if we think slowing down, which is very much externally referenced. So when we're calming down, what we're doing is we're taking, often it's almost like an internal tension, which is kind of interesting. I took martial arts for years and years ago from Dr. Wu, an acupuncturist, just a really cool individual. And I often remember, so I'm going to use my words, the difference between that internal calming down, so that strong, peaceful, grounded state, as opposed to the external, which is just sheer force. And so what he did was, the example he used is one of the students was like towered above him, just really big guy. And so what Dr. Wu would do, and he's a tiny little fella, is he would just hold his arm up like this. And he would have this big guy try and push him over. Now, the big, I can't remember his name now, Brad, let's say. I mean, Brad knew his stuff, but he also knew what Dr. Wu was communicating. So Brad used force. So he would push as hard as he could. Now, here's what Dr. Wu didn't do. He didn't push back. So he didn't take force and apply force to it. And he's just sitting there, and he's just chill. He's just sitting there. He's holding his arm up, and Brad is pushing and pushing and pushing. And Dr. Wu would move a little bit, right? But that's it. And I think that's a really good reminder for us, is sometimes, especially if it feels like we're working and working and not getting anywhere, or if we've got so much to do, or whatever that may look like, is maybe the best thing to do isn't even maybe to slow down, but to go internally and calm down. Sometimes something as deceptively simple as just hold on, just stop. Let's just hold on, just stop for a minute. Right? Just hold on. Okay. So all I did there was just take my attention, my focus from the external to the internal. My focus is all on the internal. Doing my best to relax my body. Maybe another breath. And I'm relaxing my body, because when we relax our body, we're helping introduce the flow state, or we're accessing more of those, I'll call them metaphysical laws, those manifestation laws. So now we're getting in the vehicle to go to Edmonton. We're not walking to Edmonton. And I think sometimes, with all the best of intentions, we find ourselves walking to Edmonton, and we go, geez, it's so hard, and I'm not getting there, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to push harder, and then it'll work more, instead of, which puts you in the vehicle. All right, homework assignment. So what you're going to do is, the next time, and it'll probably be today, what you're going to do is you're going to practice catching yourself. Because when we get in that push, it's almost like that momentum is going, and we got to push harder. And our awareness is like, push. So what you're going to do when you find yourself, and you're going to be tight, and all this kind of stuff, when you find yourself in that spot, stop, and you're probably going to almost have to force yourself to stop, because your mind's going to go, oh God, I got so much to do. I'm way behind. Nothing's working. Harder. So you're going to have to stop. Go inside. On the exhale, a little bit of convergence method, actually. On the exhale, just try and relax your body. Just kind of Just something as simple as that, which will help center you a little bit, and it helps stop the spinning that's going on. And then you might go right back into whatever the physical behavior is. But now you've changed that internal state. So you have, I'll get this right, so everything's mirrored, right? You will have calmed down. And when you do that in this crazy cool way, you actually speed up. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Living Spiritually in a Practical World.